Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Dark, welcome in. Nice and early. I love that you asked all my usual, or answered all my usual questions before I got a chance to ask them. That's hilarious. Hope everyone's doing well today. Gosh, what's orange and sounds like a parrot? Definitely a carrot. How you doing today? Welcome in. Give me 2 seconds to fix my video settings. I had I assume it's a drunk driver, crashed into the telephone pole in front of my house. And my computer shut off, obviously, and had some other issues. I have no idea. They hit the pole and they took off. But yeah, it was but they crashed their truck, left half their bumper and some broken glass and took off. So I don't know if they'll find him or what, but it was an interesting weekend. I'll say that. Sprung out of bed too fast on a full stomach. Yeah, I can see how that would be a little disorienting, but I'm glad that you had a good weekend. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to pick up right where we left off. For those of you that are just joining us, we are exploring the ruined Watchtower. I'm trying to find some cogs, if I remember correctly, and two of my characters are very close to death, so let's see what happens. I think I just rested too. Yeah, I did. So let's go ahead and start using some more of our spells. Oh, they're fighting each other. What is that? Blows. Do you have like an amazing surge protector or something? Your computer was running, your transformer exploded, and the power surge didn't damage your PC. Yeah, I mean, just lucky, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it definitely shut off immediately. But that's happened a few times. You know, I live in the middle of the woods, so the winter months are kind of rough in terms of snow. And power goes out all the time in the winter. And I've never had a problem with my PC. So maybe it's just a good surge protector. I've never really thought about it. It's a huge centuries-old oak. It is a real colossus which observes from above the ages passing by. Kind of surprised these guys aren't attacking me. Let's talk to them. You see 3 peasants circling an ancient oak as they talk loudly among themselves. I found it. What? Where? Show us. Nay, wasn't nothing. Just thought I did. Damned stump. The man hits the trunk of the tree with his fist, then winces and massages his hand. Well, put your backs into it. I can smell the gold, I can. And what gold would that be? The men jump up and press their backs to the oak's massive trunk. They never take their eyes off you as they lean toward each other, whispering. You barely catch the words baron and treasure. Gold? Ah, nothing like that here, my lord. The bravest of them nods, and the others quickly do the same. Well, Edgar here is too bold. Steelyx gonna marry Martha, you see, the third man adds. So we were gonna carve their names into this trunk here. I was gonna carve a picture of her tits, too, but Steelyx said that was too bold. Cut it out, he heard us, the third one mutters, a quiver in his voice. So much for our gold. You're not in trouble, just tell me what you know. The villager glances at his sullen companions. We're searching for gold here, my lord. A traveling bard spent the night in our village, told us tales about big fights and barbarians and the chieftains who led their hordes here long ago. At the end, he said he knew where the barbarian chieftains buried, promised he could show us. We paid him 2 gold. He wanted 3, but we could only gather 2. He told us anyway, though. As you recall, there were barbarian tribes that rode across these lands long ago. Moreover, they buried their chieftains in cairns with all their earthly possessions. However, all the known cairns are far to the east or northwest. The villager impatiently awaits your reply. Maybe there's some kind of enchantment beneath the tree. The old oak bears no enchantment. This doesn't exclude the possibility that treasure is there. It may simply be hidden too deep. Or perhaps the treasure isn't magical in nature. Why aren't you worried about wandering around these lands? It can be dangerous out here. We've lived all our lives around here, my lord. Got nothing to be scared of. If we met a kobold, we hit him hard. If we meet a wolf, we climb a tree. And if a troll comes around, we run as fast as we can. As for bandits, we're not afraid of them. They don't cross us because we don't have 2 coins to scrape together. Alright, well, the truth is the bard lied to you. Lied? How? Why? Because we paid too little and he held a grudge. I told you, don't be greedy, I said. Get your stash out of your boot. And what did you do? The villager gestures frantically. I know which way he left. It's only been half a day. We could still catch him. We'll get on our knees before him, empty our pockets if need be. He'll forgive us, then he'll tell us where the treasure really is. Let's go, come on. Oh. That was something. Probably we'll meet them again at some point, would be my guess. Yeah, lots of wolves. I get it. They're down there, though. So many wolves, my goodness. Dear God. Can you? You can. Goodness. Pavos. Oh, you are some kind of something. So are you. Interesting. Don't know what is happening there. That'll help. As he makes himself huge. Dear God. Wasn't enough. Ended Valerie's turn too quickly. Alright, might as well go south, I guess. Mess with those wolves that we saw. More trolls. Okay. Saved. You know what, little shit? You're dying first. No more AoE damage. Cool. Okay. Go back and fight Valerie, not harm. There we go. One down. I can deal with that. That'll do it. There it is. Sorry. It'd be like that sometimes. Damn. Faith. That's fine too. You gonna make me cast Bless about this? Thank you very much. Hey, I hit him for 1 damage. Nice. Sometimes, man. Hand axe and bandit's letter. Hey sis, we're rich. We've gotten lucky after all. If we play our cards right, we'll finally be able to quit running around the woods. We'll piss on the damned boss and his gang, go to Brevoy, and live as happy as pigs and shit. The point is, you must take care. You know very well what these fellas do to those who try to con them, and we are going to con them hard, sunshine. See, while you were away, we caught this dwarf, all dressed up like a dog's dinner, fancy mail armor, tall tales. One could immediately see he was the city mouse. He kept on treating us like dirt, until we'd set his beard on fire. After that, he started spilling his guts in no time. Long story short, his ancestors, Fortash or something, the ones who built the ancient tower, had hidden some real treasure inside. And, you see, he decided to return there after several centuries to claim his family fortune. All alone, with no guards. It made me laugh my ass off. He had no idea about the exact place where that treasure was hidden, but he brought the key to open the place. A white metal thingy, something like a cog. When the fellas heard about the treasure, they literally started rubbing their hands together. And I thought to myself, well, what happens when we find it? The boss seizes the lion's share and we are left with meager peanuts. All these things considered, I snatched the key away while the rest of the gang was sleeping, and I made it look like the dwarf had run away with it. The fellows have been running across the woods since then, searching for the midget, but they'll have to search really hard. I buried him rather deep. They stay away from the tower for now. What might they do there without a key? So, make use of it. When you return, do not go to the camp. Go to our place instead. I've hidden the cog in the hollow of the tree trunk. You know which one I mean. Take it and get to the tower. Look around and find what you can open with it. You're smart, you'll manage. Take away all these dwarves have hidden. And, well, I don't have to tell you what to do next. Be careful, don't blow up our best chance. Hugs, Bergen. Alright. Oh, I should have healed Mary. She's not doing hot. And now she's... Wait, was that Amiri? No, that was Valerie, who was also badly injured. Awesome. Okay.
Go.
We're not messing around this time. Cool, that'll help a little bit. Amazing.
Go.
Magritio, Turinos.
These things have an incredible amount of health.
Go.
Yes.
That does. Heck yeah.
Magritium Turinos. Aporo
Nice. Lindsay, how about you do this? There we go. One down. Alright, one more to go. That's good damage. Nice. Okay, a bunch of spiders up here. We're gonna go ahead and save. Had I already been up there? I had. Ah, that was silly. Alright, well, let's put a cog inside the mechanism. No matter how you fit it, the cog won't rotate. It seems you'll need all three of them to open the panel. So I got one of the three. A bonfire is dying in the middle of the grassy glade. Nearby, a cooking pot is still hot, and tin mugs are scattered about. 3 bedrolls have been rolled out beneath the tree, but there doesn't seem to be anyone around. There are no sounds of wildlife either. The mysterious scene is oddly disquieting. Let's look around carefully. After exploring for a while, you begin to understand what's wrong here. The fire's embers glow a little too bright. The grass and trees are a bit too green. The air itself is a touch too fresh. Everything looks like a too fresh painting seen through a shimmering mirage. Let's see if we can find the source. It looks like the barrier between two realities has become too thin. In places like this, people and objects can be drawn from one world to another by sheer chance. Sometimes they reappear far away from their original location, and sometimes they seem to become lost forever. Amiri rubs her eyes and stares into the forest. Something's wrong here. Some sort of witchcraft for sure. She takes a firmer grip on her sword and looks around intently, her fierce expression letting everyone know she's on guard. The shimmering is definitely a magical effect of some sort. Judging by its aura, someone may have been trying to cross the borders between the worlds. I'm gonna check inside the pot. The pot contains what's left of a savory stew. There's also what seems to be herbal tea left cooling in the nearby mugs, and you spot some dirty plates gathered together. It looks like the people who made camp here had just finished eating and were about to go to sleep. I'm going to search for traces of them first. There's no sign of a fight. It doesn't look like the hunters were abducted or scared away either. Suddenly, you hear screaming coming from the east. Quickly rummage through their things. It's all common hunter's supplies. A flint, some clothes, a box of salt. Oddly, there's only one backpack here, though there are 3 bedrolls and 3 mugs. The lack of obvious causes or dangers makes the deserted campsite seem even more suspicious. You choose to leave before whatever fate befell the hunters can befall you as well. At least these ones are weak. A pair of legs sticks out from the boulder's surface. Oh. You hear a voice from somewhere above you. "You there! Help us!" A man wearing simple clothes waves to you from the top of the massive rock. "Hunters we are. We are camping in the woods when suddenly we were up here. Some weird magics or something, I guess. For God's sake, help us. How many of you are there? Is anyone wounded?" "We're just 2. I'm mostly good, thank Aristil. Linnell here, though, she came down pretty hard. She's got some broken ribs. Can hardly breathe. As for Dulden, I think he's dead. I can only see his feet sticking out of the rock. There's some dwarf corpse up here, too. Guess he got up here the same way we did. We're gonna try to catch them. And my mobility isn't the best. Oh, wow. You manage to get a cloak stretch taut to try and catch the hunters. The man above pushes his wounded friend down first, then jumps himself. You catch them both without any trouble. Got lucky there. The hunter hands you a gilded metal cog. "Here, as a reward for your efforts. I found it on the corpse up there. It looks valuable." Digging through his pockets, the hunter pulls out a small purse. "Take this, too. Little and me owe you our lives, after all." All right. I feel like I should rest. but I know I'm going to end up on top of that rock. Go ahead and save again, though. A huge tree trunk can be used to climb up or down. No. So many wolves. Damn, leopard. Make a pounce. Double kill from McPounce.
Hey!
Kinda want to do this. Hell yeah. Gotta love magic missile. McPounce is an animal. And I mean that literally. Okay, I'm still missing one of these cogs. Could be up here. Maybe. I feel like I've already been up here. Someone's gnawed bones gleam in the bushes. Only thing I can think of is if it's in that, near that tree that I found. And since I sent those people on their way, I might not get it. Yeah, there's something going on with this tree. I could be wrong, but I found one here, one here. Just explored this, just explored that. Might be out of luck with this. Alright. Well, is what it is. Maybe I'll run into those, people again somewhere else. Maybe they'll have it.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
I would love an egg. Arim looks embarrassed. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat a few times, then speaks at last. I heard, not that it's important, but, well, he clears his throat again. I heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them, or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Harim holds his beard in his fist. Well, Davos, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. You mean the ones we just came back from? Harim fiddles with his beard again. I shouldn't, probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course it's foolish and vain, but still, I wish to look at them. Of course, Harim. If I find any dwarven ruins, again, I'll take you to them. Thank you, Davos. Well, thank you. I want to manage my kingdom. Isvanki Keeg, High Priest of Arastil from Restov, has a strong interest in spreading the Stag God's faith across the region. He is eager to build a shrine dedicated to Arastil and your lands, but at his own expense. Ah, cool. So my first shrine was built free of charge. Nice. And what I really need to do is... Oh, he's already doing it. Okay, it'll take 12 days. Oh, no, here it is. Claim outskirts. That's what I need to do. Tristian seems to be really good at this. Insufficient funds. Alright, I'm gonna go buy them then. I do have a lot of projects, and nowhere near enough money to accomplish any of it. Or at least not enough BP. Feel like I'd already built a shrine before completing that project, so maybe that was kind of silly of me to do, but is what it is. Can't quite afford the bag of holding yet. Ah, build points. Here we go. How many do I have? Where do I see my BP? Alright, well, I can afford this one, and it costs 50, so I have at least 50. I might as well go buy 100. Let's do it that way. I feel like that's still a ton of money, but hopefully worth it. There we go. Start the clock. Why is Davos doing this? Okay, maybe I have to do both of them. That's entirely possible. I don't know. Either way. Whenever your barony stats has reached 20 points, time for you to increase its rank. First, meet with your advisor and discuss the future of the state. To do so, return to your capital and click the button on the appropriate event card in the throne room. Whatever choices you make, remember your advisors may disapprove. If the current advisor decides that you argue too much, they will quit forever. Oh. Cute. It will take you and your advisor. Okay, so that's fair. Sometimes that just happens. Gotcha. New merchants. Cool. Oh. Yep. General's patrols pushed the bandits into the depths of the woods. The battlefield experience was good for the soldiers, and peasants from other nearby lands started moving into the area, so +2 community and +5 military. Nice. Enchanted Wind. News has arrived from the largest observatory in the Five Kings Mountains. The enchanted lens of their main telescope broke. The destruction of such a powerful artifact caused a gust of enchanted wind, which is now moving towards a region of the barony. You should seize the opportunity. The opportunity for what? The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. This is the perfect moment to hold a celebratory event. But what exactly? And then an advisor wants to discuss an urgent matter that concerns the barony's future. Ooh, hello. What is all this now? Oh, I get to pick a new capital. Kinda want it to be like here-ish, actually. Maybe closer to the Varnhold. Let's go centered. There. Why not? All right. Let's enter our new town. Check that out. I don't want to build too much. Waste all my BP, but I know I need something. Let's just do the walls for now, I guess. Hey, studio. How you doing tonight? You're finishing your latest game tonight. That's excellent. Is this the one for the competition? Awesome. So it's going to be done tonight? Does that mean it's going to be live and playable, or how does that going to work? Live and playable tonight. Heck yeah. Go check out their new game, too. That's going to be awesome. Can't do that yet. Don't want to do any of these. Can't afford that. Don't want to do that. No one's available for that. Which means I go to my events. We should have Casil do this, and we'll have Jod do this, and then let's go do this. To the throne room. Tristian lowers his head. Greetings, Baron. I am sorry to take you away from your other affairs, but your people need you. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baron, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. Yeah, let's hold a fair for the common people. I want them to know that I hold them closest to my heart. Tristian smiles warmly. We will hold a common celebration where everyone will be welcome, including the poor and downtrodden. This is the greatest gift a ruler can give to his people. I mean, is it the greatest? I don't know about that. Jod appears. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently, and I noticed old Bokken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate. After all, the old grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me. Why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Alright, not a bad idea. That I still need to go and rest, but let's do that. I was wondering why the frisbee kept getting bigger and bigger, and then it hit me. Alright, before I do that then, I should read my journal, because I think it's like 14 days to... It's not a long time in between 18 days. Okay, I'm going to head to Oleg's, get Bokken, and then I'll come back here and level that up with Tristian. I think that's the way to play this. So that's Oleg's, and that's my village, which I will go to along the way. Also, should be able to grab more resources, now that I think about it. Yeah, there's 1, 2, looks like 3 available for claiming. Nope, this one I can't avoid. No? Nope. Feel like I should have just let these guys fight it out. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Can I save in the battle? No. Oh gosh. I think they're fighting each other too. That makes it a little bit easier for me, thankfully. Yeah, I really need to focus on those. That the Alchemist just threw a fire potion at it, so it should be dead, but maybe not. Goodness. That'll do. Alright, that helps.
No.
Go ahead and claim that. Bokken, would you like to become my court alchemist? The old man peers at you with an inquisitory squint. A court alchemist? Me? That'd be a first. Bokken finally sighs and waves his hand. Ah, fine. Come what may, you've been kind to me. Killed those damn spiders and brought an old man some berries. I'll work for you. Just one thing, though. I need a new laboratory. Some place to keep all my bottles and ingredients. A workshop, yes. And as for me, don't you worry. I'll do my part. Cool. Got me a court alchemist. Yo, how about those Chiefs? Doing pretty well. Chiefs just won and are currently sitting at 3-0 to start the season. And as a bonus, it's the first day of autumn. Feeling pretty good about both those things. Heck yeah. Good, my friend. I'm glad you're having a good day. I'm okay. It's been a weird day. But I'm getting really good at trading crypto. I'll say that. Just not words that I thought would ever come out of my mouth, but here we are. Let's swing down this way first. Quiet and unremarkable area not far from the confluence point of the Crooked River and the Shrike River. No major roads cross the area, and travelers are rare. Well, screw it. I'm right there. Although there is someone waiting in my throne room. You have met an artisan, a special character who can craft equipment for you, from tough armor and powerful weapons to magic jewelry and scrolls. You will find one in every region of the Stolen Lands. Some of them arrive to you on their own, and others can be found in settlements. Having your own artisan is troublesome and expensive, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to help a particular artisan or not. Keston arrived at the castle with reports of strange trolls swarming the Gnarl Marches. Great. I don't know if it's smart for me to be here. Yeah, only level 4. I think I can take him. Okay. How you doing, B-Man? Welcome in. How you doing today? And all kinds of fun things going on over here. God, I love opportunity attacks. You're not a boggart. Good for you. So many traps. I love how the thing with all the magical items was out in the open, but the thing that was hidden just contains food. Hide that bread. Also, is something else here that I'm missing? Ah, hello. How you doing today, Seth? You know, so that's the part that I'm caught up on, Seth, is they call it Kingmaker, but I'm a Baron. It's very confusing. You know what, Tristan? Just stay down. You're gonna get yourself killed if you try and stand up. Middle of the country is big and filled with nothing. That is very true. Once you get west of the Mississippi, the states get unruly. It's a lot of open sky and flat land, that's for sure. Although I have to say the prettiest road I've ever driven on is 80 west of Salt Lake City. It's gorgeous. If you say anything other than the Kank, the Kank is my number. It has been my favorite until I experienced 80 west of Salt Lake City. But the Kank is gorgeous. That is still my number 2. I love birch trees. They have always been my favorite tree. I drove it at night not too long ago, but I couldn't see it. So, like, it doesn't count. Montana is pretty incredible. What was even in Montana that we saw? Oh, that was, Yellowstone, right? What level is this freaking thing? Doesn't say. Pokemon cards started making a comeback. Like, some of them are pretty damn pricey. Oh, that thing was easy as hell. Damn. And I got a belt out of it. Sweet. Petrified egg. Alright. Cute. What are those things called? The century eggs? Ugh. It's like one of the few things that I will never eat, ever. You couldn't pay me enough to try one of them. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. Nice. Thought I was going to get some kind of resource for killing that thing, but apparently not. That's fine, though. How you doing, Dre? Welcome in, buddy. How was your weekend? I went to the Renaissance Fair, last weekend. Had a turkey leg and Scotch eggs. See, Scotch eggs are incredible. I love me some Scotch eggs. But there's actually an Irish restaurant not too far from me. It's like maybe like 30 or 40 minutes from me. Seth, do you remember Holy Grail? Have you ever been there? And they have Scotch eggs that are like to die for. So good. Oh, just a generic trader. He doesn't actually have anything exciting going on. It's in Epping. It's like right off of 125, like everything in Epping. Generic priest. Okay, so this is like a generic little random town. There's really not much exciting going on here. I didn't know if they would have like new characters for me to talk to. Granted, I haven't built anything either, so like I don't even see a tavern yet. I don't think I have the BP to claim this. Oh, apparently I do have the BP to claim this. Did I claim this one too? Sweet. All right. And then there's this guy way over here. Oh, not even part of my territory. Perfect. All right, well, I guess we'll head back to the barony. I want to travel again. I miss traveling. Haven't been anywhere in, gosh, it's got to be like close to 2 years now since I've been able to really go anywhere. It said there's a new merchant, but I'm not seeing anything new on the map. 75 days, that is true. That is a very, very good point that I completely forgot about. Thank you for reminding me. That just made me feel better. Enio the Traveling Merchant. A tanned half-elf merchant gives you a polite bow. His thick chestnut hair shows a slight touch of gray at his temples. A sure sign that he's in his 7th decade. Mature, but not old age for an elf. I'm happy to welcome you, Your Grace. I am Enio, wandering trader in curiosities. I've come to your lands recently and hoping to stay here for a while, until the road calls me again. Tell me about yourself, Enio. I prefer to travel the wild and sparsely populated corners of the continent. The further I wander from big cities and trade routes, the less competition I have from the rich merchant guilds. In my travels, I sometimes manage to acquire true curiosities. Of course, sometimes I get into trouble instead. Few can boast of escaping a giant scorpion by climbing a mammoth cactus. I want to know what a mammoth cactus is. That's what I want to know. I got questions for this guy. He doesn't have anything amazing. I expected more out of this guy. Boasting about climbing mammoth cacti. Your Grace, Keston has a troubled look on his face. I fear there's another matter that requires your attention. There have been reports, many of them, from settlements across the Gnarl Marches. There are trolls in the forest, seemingly hordes of them. Rumors claim they're more than the typical savage beasts. They almost seem to show reason in tactics. They form groups, attack all at once, plunder the villages, and carry away the peasants. Even stranger kobolds have been spotted among their ranks, when usually they would be attacked on sight. Keston falls silent for a moment. I'm not certain if any of this is reliable. Fear builds mountains of molehills. Some of the rumors even say these trolls carried torches and burned down houses, seemingly unafraid of open flames. It's entirely possible the rest of the reports could be exaggerated as well. The common folk will hardly heed any simple exhortation. Someone will need to go to the Gnarl Marches to investigate the matter. I was considering the matter when it hit me. What if you were to take on this investigation yourself, Your Grace? Yeah, I mean, the Baron's duty is to his people. Thank you, Your Grace, Keston sighs with relief. When you decide to go, please remember that trolls can only be killed with fire or acid. Huh, this is like a main quest. Alright, let's learn more about him. But first, 14 days, 14 hours. That is like really cutting it close there. I don't know if I should do this thing with... Oh, it's going to be a tough one. I think I'll wait on that one. A recurrent dream has recently been troubling the Baron's slumbers. He sees valiant heroes entering an ancient ruins to descend under the ground, never to return. Their faces show stern resolve, their lips pinched thin. The angry red sun follows the heroes into the darkness, casting its fleeting evening rays upon them. Just before waking, the Baron hears a faint whisper. Come to me, hero. I await you here, in the tenebrous depths. Gosh, I really want to do this, but I don't think I have enough time to. Especially if I need to rest. Alright, well, moving on. Yeah, let's just keep exploring for the next, 14 days then, I guess. Alright, let's go explore some new places. Kind of want to just go this way and hit these two, and then maybe loop back. There's all this area that I haven't been able to explore yet. Yeah, there's enough places for me to go and check out. Let's go do that. This is one of the few known fords across the Skunk River. Despite the shallow depth, the current is extremely powerful here. The cold stream seems intent on pulling the land from under one's feet, pulling someone underwater, or even carrying their property away to the stony rapids downstream. Many travelers and traders have used this ford to cross the river, while just as many bandits have used it to set ambushes for their victims. Cool. While this loads up and we get ready, I'm going to take Steelyx and let him outside real quick. I'm going to refill my water, and we shall return. Everyone, please enjoy. Get up, stretch, get something to hydrate yourself, and take care of yourselves, all of you wonderful people. I shall be right back. And I'm back. You know how I can tell winter's approaching? Because it's definitely chapstick season. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but... Oh. Ooh, lots of kobolds. Ooh, what a jerk. Thank you. Nice, Davos. Oh, these guys with their AoE attacks are horrible. Oh, damn. There we go. Everyone get up on Tristan. God, he's getting good at that. One of those. Just combated 3 of that kobold's attacks. The camp looks habitable. Its owners must be somewhere nearby. Not if they were all killed by kobolds. A couple books. Fighting the Bleaching. Practical Guidance by Geisa Nordicani. 1. The youth shall leave their malady behind. The bleaching does not cling to people until they mature. 2. What is the color of your skin? Apple-cheeked yesterday, but deathly pale today? That's an alarming sign. Closely monitor the condition of your skin, hair, and eyes. 3. Never be bored. Curiosity is your best protection. Have a finger in every pie. 4. Don't break your neck. Be prepared to stand up for yourself or run for your life when you venture out to seek adventure. 5. Never give up. There's a remedy for the bleaching, and it isn't pills. But a new wardrobe or a new lover can stop the disease, and a proper journey can prevent its onset for a long time. 6. You are not alone. Find yourself some soulmates. They might just give you a new lease of life. What the hell is this talking about? And we've read that book. The gnomes fought fiercely, but eventually they were outnumbered. Kobolds' corpses are badly burned by acid and alchemical fire. Mouth-watering broth is simmering in the pot. I have a feeling there's going to be trolls nearby. The saves are taking longer every time. I've noticed that. By the end of this game, it's going to take me like 30 minutes every time I try to save the game. Oh, now. Hey, buddy. Go. No more wolves. Though the outlaws have been vanquished and a rightful government has been established, something else is happening. Gotcha. Okay. Leave them alone. Oh, that's something.
Yes.
Jeez, okay, guy. More gnomes. Thank you. Nope. Oh, this guy again. So, the gnome invites some of his friends. Stupid, slow, sluggish gnome. Gnome. Stupid. There's a purple kobold on the riverbank who looks like your old acquaintance Tartuccio. Kobolds want this cart. Kobolds shall have it. The horse skull hides most of the kobold's face, but you see his vicious eyes glinting through the empty sockets, staring at you. By orders of myself, the glorious King Tartuk, the kobold pounds his chest with his fist. Tartuk, king! The head of the gnome expedition wipes his brow and glares at the kobold. This bastard was the one talking our ears off while the rest of them were trying to steal our cart. King Tartuk, the gnome looks at you and winks. What do you say to a bit of regicide? Hell yeah. Tartuccio, I recognize you. What's with this new disguise, and why are you not dead? How dare you speak like that to a king? Kobolds, attack! I'm not sure what just happened there. Don't go too crazy there, Mr. Gnomes. You're badly injured. You're gonna get yourself killed. What did I just say? Why is this moving so fast right now? I can't even see what's happening. How do I turn the speed down again? Not that button.
Gritium Turinos.
See you soon enough. This is not over. Ooh, we can go invisible now. It's getting stronger. While the gnomes were busy fighting the kobolds, furiously cursing and diligently punching their unwelcome guests right in their dragonish snouts, the cart was all but forgotten. The unwitting cause of the fight, it was being dragged away by the scared ponies when it slid down the ford, sinking all the way up to the coachman's seat in the river. This was where the Skunk River flows into the Tuskwater, and the current comes excessively spiteful, cold, stubborn, and turbulent. Having taken hold of the gnome's cart, the Skunk River must have decided to drag it down amid all the commotion, but it was caught in the act. Among the few speedy rivers flowing through the Gnarl March's lowlands, the Skunk River is the fastest. Along its stream are multiple rapids and riffles, each just waiting to catch a traveler, or even a whole cart along one of its few river fords. The river received its name from the rather unpleasant smell of its waters, which only kobolds, mites, trolls, and boggards seem to find tolerable to drink. The smell comes from the several sulfur-rich springs that feed into the Skunk River from beneath the Gnarl Marches. A brown, rocky lake with numerous gullies and pits of standing water that explode the local populations of mosquitoes, sturges, and assassin vines. At its depths, the Tuskwater is bountiful, rolling with pike, long-nosed gar, bluegill, and fanged eels. The eels in particular are heavily valued, considered a rare delicacy on the tables of New Stettin and Greater Brevoy, and the fishermen who plumb the depths of the lake are slow to give up the secrets of avoiding their vicious bites and grasping their slippery skins. The surviving gnomes, led by the head of the gnome expedition, an extremely loud and crabby fellow, but not without some managerial talent, were able to catch the cart before it floated away. Faces red and grunting from the strain, they struggled to keep it from drowning entirely. Just then, a package fell into the water. With a heartbreaking splash, it vanished beneath the current, only to resurface 10 meters down the river. "No!" the head of the gnome expedition moaned as he glowered at the package. "That was Alchemy and Life, the latest issue." After plunging into the cold river, the ponies immediately lost their nerve. Swiveling their ears and twitching, they tried to chew through the reins and throw off the load. "Why are you just standing around? Go on, help them!" The head of the gnome expedition was visibly dissatisfied as he shouted. One of us tried to jump onto the cart to untie the ponies while still standing in the water. Lindsay nimbly climbed onto the roof of the cart and carefully crawled toward the ponies hitched up at the riverbank. The ponies seemed to be relieved to feel a firm hand holding the reins again. They calmed down at once and allowed themselves to be unhitched. In just a few moments, they were standing back at the ford, ready to pull the cart from the river. We set the crowbar under the cart's wheel. Set under the wheel, the crowbar wedged into position against the stones in the riverbed, making the process of pulling the cart out of the river easier. And we tied a rope to the cart to make it hopefully even easier. 1, 2, 3, and the rope was securely tied to the cart, making it even easier to pull out. A good lesson for every adventurer. Never leave home without a rope. Rope is your best friend. Gathering our strength, we began pulling the cart from the river. "If you're certain you're ready, then let's do it, but be careful. Imagine the cart's full of gold or ale or some other thing you couldn't bear to lose." Valerie frowned. "Better you should trust in our dignity than our greed, Sir Gnome." The gnome rolls his eyes. "For God's sake, whatever, just pull the cart." And we tried to pull. The cart creaked and cracked, sounding as though it were sobbing. The boards strained against the combined stress of the rushing water's pull against every one trying to pull the cart ashore. Unfortunately for the cart, Both sides were of equal strength. Something had to be done, or the poor cart would be torn to pieces. It seems there was little sense in wedging the lever beneath the wheel. It wasn't the least bit stable, and all our efforts on it were wasted. The Baron tried to find a better use for it. Resisting our efforts for a while, the cart finally began to give. Squelching loudly in the mud, it jerked forward, and as the head of the gnome expedition opened his mouth to let out a victory cry. But that sly snake of a river decided that if she couldn't have her trophy, no one would. Instead of riding out in the ford, the cart began to lean, then slowly, almost magnificently, fell on its side. The scream of triumph only made it halfway before sticking in the gnome's throat. Son of a troll! The perplexed gnome gazed on as his collection of boxes, packages, and bags slowly floated away. That gaze came to rest on us. Well then, thank you, travelers, for your oh-so-invaluable help. Whoops. Come here, my valiant savior. Let me have a word with you. The gnome that stands before you wears dirty and ragged clothes. They used to look stylish and wealthy long ago, but those times are long gone. His black hair is matted, a deep, fresh scratch crosses his cheek. Despite of his rather pathetic look, the gnome behaves with inner dignity, and even manages to maintain a superior manner.
Jubilos Nartropple, a humble servant to no one. Oh, too bad your grace proved to not be capable enough to save my cart. Well, one shouldn't expect a faster reaction from a baron himself. After all, it's common knowledge that titled persons usually hire a bunch of advisors to do all the thinking for them. So, they must have some other bunch to jump in the rivers and save carts. By the way, it's a shame no one organized a greeting party when such a famous and popular person as myself arrived to your capital. I wasn't expecting a red carpet covered with rose petals, but you could at least have sent ahead some delegation. Oh, at least some of my servants are still alive. Do you know how much it costs to train a proper servant?
Jubilos jabbers too fast, never stopping even to take a breath. You can see he's piled up some emotions and just needs to get them out of his system.
Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. People must search for wading fords to cross the rivers because no one had bothered themselves with building bridges, and honest travelers have to take the risk of being attacked by kobolds at any moment. So, how did you say your barony was called? Oh, whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them the End of All Roads. Dirt Beyond. I guess it's a fitting name.
The gnome falls silent at last. He just watches you with his shifty eyes, opening and closing his mouth, as if he wants to say something more, but hasn't come up with anything yet.
You think too highly of yourself, Sir Gnome. Behave with some dignity while you're on these lands.
Oh, I see. The very spirit of knighthood embodied. So, what do you propose me to do, Sir Knight? Should I lie?
Jubilos eyes Valerie up and down.
By no means. But you shall not be so blunt. I bid you to express your opinion in a more courteous form.
Valerie says as she blushes, still trying to argue.
Your problem, Sir Knight, is that you worry too much about form and appearance. Unsurprisingly so, considering your pretty face. As for me, I worry solely about the content.
Valerie blushes even more and turns away. It seems to you that the gnome has stepped on her toes. How do you know I'm a baron?
I've already told you I visited your capital some time ago. Weren't you listening to me? And I'm used to being greeted by officials when I arrive to settlements of at least some importance. The glory of myself and my exploits usually precedes me, and officials usually prefer to be on good terms with me.
Jubilos smiles slyly. I didn't know you were coming.
Yes, you're right. I should have remembered that your lands are in the middle of nowhere, and you don't get updates on important things in time.
How you doing, Audio? So what happened here? How did your cart end up in the river?
My party and I set up camp at the bank of this river. We'd just finished kindling the fire when that purple bastard appeared. You know what he told me? He introduced himself as the king of the kobolds and told me he needed our clothes because he wanted to dress his subjects properly, you see, as long as they've established the kingdom of their own. That's literally what he said. I wonder, where did he learn the words? Obviously, I told him to buzz off. Some kobold wants to strut around wearing the clothes of the great cartographer Jubilos Nartropple. No way. So I've been explaining my position to him, being rather eloquent too, suggesting he and his so-called kingdom might as well fall into the deepest sinkhole. In the meantime, I've noticed that kobolds have already started to untie my cart. Well, I called my men to keep the cart safe. They couldn't guess what to do on their own, just stood there with their mouths ajar. Then things heated up as the fighting started, and while we were fighting, the ponies dragged the cart to the river. Ah, stupid animals.
I like this guy, but I don't like him at all. All right, well, it was nice talking to you.
Hold on, wait a moment. There is one thing you can help me with. You see, long ago there was a dwarven trade route crossing these lands. It connected Five Kings Mountains and the north. The route was so important to the dwarves that they were generous enough to set a number of outposts along it, manned with armed guardians to provide protection for the traders. One of these outposts must be somewhere nearby, lost and completely forsaken, but nothing can avoid the watchful eye of the great cartographer Jubilos Nartruple. I will find this outpost, and I will mark its location on the map. You can trust me on that.
Tell me, is this old dwarven outpost abandoned? Is it possible it's now used by trolls as a lair, for instance?
Why not? Dwarves like being underground, trolls like being underground too. It's quite possible after dwarves left, their warm and cozy place fell into the hands of less attractive creatures.
Well, I am looking for the troll's lair, so maybe we're looking for the same place. Let's join our efforts and start looking together.
You seem to be a capable companion. But I'll pass for now. I still have to count my losses after the river took my cart and all my stuff.
Fair. If I find this outpost, I'll let you know.
I would be grateful. I'll stay here for a while. I need to sort things out.
Lead the way, McPounce. Already gone up there, so come across the river. Hope I didn't lose the chance of getting him on my team. I do remember him being a companion. Gotta love Cleave. Ooh, Galt Ragout. Don't know what that is, but it's a recipe. Abe Goldfarb. He was in Unavowed, which I've never played but have heard of. I have not heard of Unavowed. I know Avowed, which is coming out in February. That's one of the games that I'm going to be doing a release stream on, which I'm super excited about. That's a successor to Pillars of Eternity, actually. You're also planning on playing Avowed? Nice. We'll have to compare notes. I'm going to be doing a 12-plus hour release stream that day. I'm so looking forward to that. And we just beat Pillars of Eternity 2 before we started playing this. So I'm very excited for it. To see where that story picks up. I know it's an independent story set in the same universe, but it's still pretty exciting. February 18th or 25th, one of those. 18th. It's in the Discord calendar. Yeah. I'm going to try to do a... Ideally, I'll do a 24-hour stream, but I don't think I'm going to be able to stay awake for it. We'll see what happens. Music in this game is making me want to go back and play Skyrim. Nice. Yes, Dragon Age. That's the one I literally was just trying to say and couldn't get it out. I'll be doing a 24-hour of that as well. Minimum 12 hours, but I'm going to try to push for a 24 on that one as well. I'm very excited for that. That's what we do on the stream, those kind of games. So I'm very, very excited for those. That's like right on Halloween too. So that'll be an interesting one. I haven't played Skyrim in a while. Has been a minute. I would like to. I think that's one of the games that I wouldn't mind doing on this stream. But by the time we're done this and Dragon Age and the sequel to this one, it'll probably be about time to do Avowed. So we'll see. And I gotta get Pentiment in here at some point as well. But anyways, that's the stream, folks. It has been fun. It is now 1 a.m. So I haven't even looked to see who will be raiding tonight, but we're going to go ahead and start poking around to see who's on. I better run. You're right. Okay, we are going to Clawstorm, apparently. Thank you very much for that redeem. That was a good one. I have no idea what we're getting ourselves into here, but I am very glad that I did that. Guide the raid one. This will be exciting. From barony to business. All right. I will catch you next time, Tuck. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, everyone, for coming and being a part of this. This was very fun. But I will catch you all soon. Don't forget to check out the YouTube and the Discord and all the fun stuff. You guys have yourselves a wonderful evening, and I will catch you next time. Adios.